Cannon, Fred Salas alongside Jeff Tolcher for All-Star Promotions and Kaboom MMA's presentation of the Battle of the Rising Stars. Our next bout in the 180 class, Thiago Cristo and Tyler Edwards. Both of these men making their amateur debut tonight. And both of these men, Jeff Tolcher in the locker room, were anxious to get into the cage.
Well, both of them were. We talked to both of those fighters before tonight's bout. Edwards is a freestyle type fighter. He'll mix a lot of different combinations, boxing with jiu-jitsu. His nickname is the Tiger Shark. Meanwhile, Cristo standing tall at about 6'4", so he might have a slight height advantage.
Well, at least by 3 inches, and again, both these fighters making their amateur debut. Edwards out of Simi Valley, Cristo with a local following out of Torrance. Our referee in charge of this bout will be Don Vodder. Our judges ringside, Don Howard, Larry Lamas, and Mike Beltran. Our doctor cage side is Ralph Vega. Let's go down to the center of the ring with Jim Fitzgerald.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Ed Holmes All-Star Boxing is proud to present the rerounds of mixed martial arts in the middleweight division. Once again, our referee is Mike Beltran. And now, introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, he is wearing black trunks, trimmed in white. He is training out of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Torrance by way of Sao Paulo, Brazil. He weighs 179 pounds. Tonight, he is making his debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Thiago Cristo!
I'm doing a lot of cardio. You know, I'm just training every day, jiu-jitsu mostly, day and night, at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Torrance. I'm gonna keep it standing, you know, see where it takes me, but ultimately, hopefully take it to the ground. You know, I train with the Gracie brothers, Hanner and Hidon. They have Halle Gracie, who fights out in Japan over there, you know, so we get some work in. Out of that, basically, we train mostly ground fighting.
Fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing camouflage trunks. He is training out of kid gloves in Simi Valley, California. He weighed in 173 pounds. He too is making his debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Tyler Tiger Shark Edwards.
I've been working with professional boxers, Scrappy, Ortiz, and also my sensei is a former Okinawa Tate champion. So the gym I'm fighting for, it's really good. It's really it's like a hole-in-the-wall kind of place. I get a lot of private time. I don't have to share. If I have questions with my sensei, I can just go straight to him and ask him. I can do privates whenever I want, and there's a lot of guys in there that are really, really good. A lot of guys that have a lot of promise, so that's who I've been working with.
All right, fans, here we go. The rerounds of mixed martial arts in the middleweight division.
Now Tyler Edwards with some encouragement from cage side fans. And like I said, these guys look ready to go. Look for a firefight right away. Cristo taking down Edwards. Double leg lock. Edwards on his back. The guard position. Top mount by Thiago Cristo. Cristo 6'4". And Tyler Edwards 6'1", so a slight height advantage of 3 inches. Collar choke right now on Edwards. And this too, like the rear mount, a very powerful position to be in on top. The opportunity to do head strikes at a choke. Be interesting to see if Edwards can get out of this position. Keep it in mind, Jeff Tolcher, that these are 2-minute rounds and they go lightning fast.
And not only that, as you're talking about amateurs, not a lot of experience in rolling out of situations like this. Let's see if Edwards can get himself out of trouble.
Blood now coming from the mouth of Tyler Edwards. And again, both these fighters making their amateur debut. But when Jimmy Fitzgerald introduced Caristo, he's out of Torrance by way of Brazil. And you can fight 80 fights in Brazil as an amateur, and they'll never record here in the United States. It'll be interesting that we didn't ask him about his experience outside of what he's had, and strikes to the head and thwarted off by Tyler Edwards. 10 seconds left in round one.
You see Caristo trying to fight out of the arm lock by hitting him in the midsection to get him to drop his arm. There it was effective there. He's out of it.
Got a right hand in before the horn blew, and 1 round is in the books.
And as Edwards came back to his corner, he told his corner that he was okay. They asked if he was doing all right, a little blood coming out of his mouth, and he'll get the experience that he needs.
Tonight's bout being brought to you by Chase Photography and Lombardo's Venice Room. Also Rudy's Bar and Grill out of East Los Angeles, making tonight's bouts possible. There's a good look at Mike Beltran, our referee in charge. Ralph Vega is our physician cage side, and our judges are Don Howard, Larry Lamas, and Don Votter. Here we go, round number 2. Combinations and some left hands making connections, and now back-to-back combinations scored by Caristo. Blood coming from the mouth of Tyler Edwards. And now Caristo going to the grappling, the ground and pound, and Tyler Edwards once again on his back.
But Caristo was doing some pounding on his feet before he got Edwards down to the ground, and Edwards has been in a lot of trouble in these first 2 rounds.
And the knee on the stomach mount, kind of an unstable move, if you will. My Thiago Caristo, that didn't last long, and now he's a full mount on top. Edwards in that guard position. Now Caristo with a triangle choke around the neck of Edwards. And now out of it. Now he's got him, nearly got him, and Tyler Edwards got out of that near triangle leg choke.
What a great move, a quick move too, to get out of a troublesome situation.
Now clearly, in this announcer's opinion, Caristo seems to have a little bit of an edge and maybe some more dominant skills than his opponent, Tyler Edwards.
And you might be being kind in this situation. Caristo's been pretty much in control throughout the first round or 2.
And Caristo in the red with the mount on top. Edwards gets out of it. And now some strikes to the head by Caristo. Two rounds recorded. 1 more coming up. 3 2-minute rounds on tap. And right on cue.
Well, Caristo seems to have control of this fight. He looks pretty relaxed over there in his corner. Still has a lot of energy left too.
Last second instructions. Now the seconds called out of the ring by Mike Beltran, our referee in charge. Asks them if they have their mouth guards in. Checking with Edwards, checking with Caristo. And this is the 3rd and final round of this one. Edwards in the blue, Caristo in the red, delivering a solid straight right hand. Another kick to the thighs of Edwards. And another right hand to the chin, and Edwards has got blood coming out of the mouth. He's taken several strikes to the chin and the jaw. Caristo trying to take him down. Edwards able to hold on with some help from the cage. And now a leg lock and a takedown by Caristo. Wow. Powerful takedown. Tyler Edwards in a little bit of trouble here, Jeff.
And now he's in a chokehold too. Caristo in complete command of this fight and is now starting to strike him.
Caristo with a mount on top. Now a full mount. Tyler Edwards again in the guard position. Trying to get some leverage, looking for the cage with his right foot. Found it, and we'll see if he can get out of trouble. Now the knee mount by Caristo. And again, balance is the issue with the knee mount. Knee on the stomach, left leg for leverage. And back to the full mount now by Thiago Caristo. His opponent, Tyler Edwards, both making their amateur debut tonight. 180-pound class fight. Edwards at 6'1", Caristo at 6'4". 10 seconds left in this bout. And Caristo, Jeff Tolcher, has been pretty dominant. And there's the horn. This one is over. It would be surprising to see, and we have been surprised tonight, to see Edwards get the decision.
Well, I was going to make the point, Caristo doesn't even look like an amateur. He looked like he knew what he was doing from that first round on.
Well, you got to go back to that Brazilian note I gave you moments ago.
His first amateur fight here, but how many fights in Brazil? Only he knows that.
Only he knows that. That's true. They've got him fighting as children in Brazil, which this announcer does not condone. But who's to say how early it is to start this fighting? You know, unlike a professional boxer, those fighters wear padded gloves, deeply padded gloves, and the blows are generally to the face, where in the mixed martial arts game, they cover the entire circumference of the skull. Not always legal, but they do.
And in amateur boxing, they actually have headgear to protect boxers, fighters actually in the boxing as compared to here where there's no headgear.
And that's through the California State Athletic Commission as well as many commissions nationwide. As you look at Caristo, he's optimistic. He's talking with friends and family and his cornerman, his second. And he feels happy about what's transpired thus far, and I'd have to agree with him. I mean, we talked to Edwards and we talked to Caristo before the bout. Both of these guys were ready to get it on. Edwards came out very anxious and very optimistic as well, but you see him there and clearly getting some instructions, and perhaps he knows the imminent decision forthcoming.
Well, the interesting thing about Caristo too is that he told us that he is primarily a jiu-jitsu fighter. He didn't show much of that. You saw a couple of kicks throughout the first 3 rounds, but he was probably the ground and pound fighter.
Well, we did see him on his feet with some very good handiwork with the left and right combinations. They were pretty devastating. Immediately brought blood to the mouth of Tyler Edwards, and looks like we're about set for tonight's judges' decision, brought to you by Champion Termite and Rudy's Bar and Grill in East Los Angeles. Let's go down to the center of the cage with our ring announcer, Jimmy Fitzgerald. Take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. All 3 judges ringside scored the bout 30 to 27 in favor of our winner by unanimous decision, the red corner, Thiago Caristo.
No surprise there, Jeff Tolcher. We knew it was coming, and Caristo surely made it clear throughout the 3 rounds.